Winter in the United States is becoming dangerously cold, marking a sharp shift following an unusually mild season last year. Mother Nature seems determined to remind the country what true winter feels like. Starting this week, multiple waves of Arctic air will sweep across the eastern United States, causing temperatures to plunge to alarming levels. These icy blasts will impact over 70% of the population, stretching from the upper Midwest to the East Coast. The first surge of cold air began this Wednesday in states like Montana, the Dakotas, and Minnesota, where high temperatures hovered around -12 degrees Celsius 10 degrees Fahrenheit. In the coming days, the cold will spread south and east, reaching areas like Kansas City, where temperatures are expected to stay below freezing. Chicago will experience highs of -6 degrees Celsius 21 degrees Fahrenheit, about 5 degrees Celsius 9 degrees Fahrenheit below average for this time of year. The extreme cold won't just bring low temperatures, but also dangerously low wind chills, making the cold feel even more severe. In North Dakota, lows could drop to -30 degrees Celsius, -22 degrees Fahrenheit, while further south in Atlanta and Boston, wind chills could approach -10 degrees Celsius 14 degrees Fahrenheit. These extreme conditions pose serious risks, including hypothermia and frostbite. Adding to the challenge, a second and even harsher wave of cold is expected next week. This system, accompanied by perilously low wind chills, will bring temperatures between 10 degrees Fahrenheit and 30 degrees Fahrenheit below normal. In the southeast, cities like New Orleans could see nighttime lows dipping below freezing, a rare occurrence for the region. The frigid weather will also bring heavy snowfall. In the Great Lakes region, lake-effect snow could result in accumulations of up to 12 inches, further complicating travel conditions. This phenomenon occurs when cold Canadian air flows over the relatively warmer lake waters, creating intense snow bands. Meanwhile, a significant winter storm is forecast to impact several areas of the country. In the Northeast, snowfall could reach up to 20 inches in some locations, accompanied by wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour, creating dangerous travel conditions with low visibility and slick roads. The National Weather Service, NWS, has issued warnings urging residents to prepare. In Vermont and Garrett County, snow totals are predicted to range from 4 to 14 inches, with strong winds potentially causing power outages as heavy snow weighs down power lines and trees. Authorities have also highlighted the risk of dangerously low temperatures in the Northeast, where residents will face a dramatic drop compared to recent weeks. The Midwest isn't spared from this winter chaos. States like Iowa, Nebraska, and Wisconsin are already reporting significant ice accumulations, increasing hazards for drivers and pedestrians. In Omaha, ice thicknesses reached up to 0.35 inches, making travel exceptionally difficult. In New York, winter storm alerts are in place starting Monday, January 7th. Temperatures will drop dramatically, with lows possibly falling 10 degrees Fahrenheit below average. These conditions will be accompanied by wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour, raising the likelihood of power outages and structural damage. The western United States, while less affected, will also feel the impact of severe winter weather, particularly in the Rockies. January, the coldest month of the year, is bringing significant snowfall to cities like Salt Lake City, where average accumulations reach 12.7 inches. The current storm has also disrupted the plains, re-intensifying after crossing the Rockies. In southern and eastern Iowa, freezing rain has created hazardous conditions, while Michigan braces for heavy snowfall through late Saturday. The East Coast faces its greatest challenge as January reaches its peak. In Boston, where January's average snowfall is 14.3 inches, upcoming weeks could bring record accumulations. New York City will also experience a defining drop in temperatures, highlighting the severity of winter 2025. For residents of the Southeast and Gulf states, unusually cold temperatures will also pose challenges. In Florida, cities like Orlando will see highs of only 50 degrees Fahrenheit on Saturday, well below average. Overall, this winter is shaping up to be one of the harshest in recent years. The NWS Climate Prediction Center has indicated that this pattern of extreme cold will persist across much of the country throughout the month. In regions affected by lake-effect snow and winter storms, challenges include not only frigid temperatures, but also significant accumulations of snow and ice. Authorities are urging residents to take extra precautions, such as carrying flashlights, food, and water in vehicles, and avoiding unnecessary travel. Travel conditions, especially in areas like the Appalachians and Ohio Valley, will be treacherous due to ongoing snow and ice. The United States is facing a winter marked by extreme temperatures, heavy snowfalls, and dangerous weather conditions. Warnings from the National Weather Service emphasize the need for preparation and caution, as this winter will test infrastructure and communities across the nation. In particular, states in the Northeast and Great Lakes region face significant challenges due to the lake effect phenomenon. This occurs when cold air from Canada interacts with warmer lake waters, triggering intense, localized snowfalls. In some areas, such as western New York, snow accumulations could reach up to 12 inches, accompanied by wind gusts of 40 miles per hour, worsening travel conditions and posing risks to residents. Authorities have issued winter storm warnings for multiple regions, highlighting dangers such as reduced visibility and slippery roads. Cities like Chicago and Milwaukee have already experienced freezing rain and layers of ice, while places like Traverse City, Michigan, are bracing for additional snowfall. Further north, in Minnesota and Wisconsin, the risk of ice accumulation exacerbates mobility and safety challenges. On the East Coast, cities like New York are facing an Arctic outbreak that will bring significant snowfall and sharp temperature drops. According to the National Weather Service, wind gusts could reach up to 55 miles per hour, increasing the likelihood of power outages and impacting local infrastructure. This low-pressure system, combined with a mass of Arctic air, will extend its effects through the Ohio Valley and Appalachians, with icy conditions threatening transportation networks. January, traditionally the snowiest month in much of the United States, is living up to its reputation this year. Regions such as the Great Lakes, Midwest, and Rocky Mountains are seeing record snowfall accumulations. In cities like Boston, New York, and others in the Northeast, snowfall is aligning with historical trends for this time of year, where January and February often compete for the title of snowiest month. In the South, areas like New Orleans and the Gulf Coast will experience unusually low temperatures, even dropping below freezing. While these regions are unaccustomed to such extreme weather, the coming week could mark a significant shift, with nighttime lows impacting even the southernmost cities. The National Weather Service has advised taking extra precautions in all affected areas, from carrying flashlights, food, and water in vehicles to avoiding non-essential travel. Authorities aim to reduce risks associated with this extreme winter. Warnings also emphasize the potential for power outages due to snow and ice accumulating on power lines and trees. In the central United States, the situation is equally concerning. Nebraska, Iowa, and Illinois are facing potential low temperatures that could drop to minus 30 degrees Celsius, minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit in some areas. Wind gusts are worsening wind chill effects, making the cold even more hazardous for those without adequate shelter or heating systems. Although the western United States is less impacted by these storms, it is not immune to weather challenges. The Rocky Mountains have recorded significant snowfall, though the intensity of storms decreases as they move toward the Pacific. Meanwhile, the trend of low temperatures is concentrated in the eastern two-thirds of the country. The combination of extreme cold and heavy snowfall is testing the preparedness of residents and infrastructure across the United States.